Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Club. It's your favorite trainer, Coach Chuck, and I got a barn burner for you this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. You know me, I like to always start on my square. When we are on our square, we are doing things necessary to show up as our best self. Things like making sure we're hydrated, things like making sure that we're getting enough sleep, making sure that we're getting enough nutrients and we're doing the things to kind of take care of ourselves, right? What that does for us is it helps us show up as our best selves, or it helps us respond to life, just the stresses of life that are coming at us, as opposed to being off your square. And that is when you're not necessarily doing all those things and you don't show up as your best self. And we tend to not respond to stress as well. So let's get on our square. And in full disclosure, part of my activities yesterday was kind of taking me off of my square. So it was a little tough to get up this morning, but I am up and I am here and I am ready to go. And at least I have the thought of being on my square. So summer is finally kind of happening to me. A neighbor of mine helped me kind of cut up a tree, and then he invited me over to have a drink, which I do not do during the week. But for whatever reason, I felt neighborly and he was inviting me. So I went over and had the drink, and then, went and walked the dog, and was kind of up later than I'm normally up. So I'm kind of a little bit off, but I am here and I'm ready to get this workout done. So we're on our square. Let's go ahead and do some of the breathing, right? So feet are just outside of hip width apart. You're going to go ahead and put that weight in your heels. Okay, let's start with the glute engagement, right? As I'm engaging my glutes, I'm kind of taking an inventory of my glutes, seeing how they feel, seeing how they're functioning. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and engage the glutes as tight as we can, and then relax them. And then engage the glutes as tight as we can, and then relax them. Engage the glutes, and then relax them. Now, the next time we engage the glutes, we're going to engage them and we're going to keep them engaged. So go ahead and engage your glutes, keep them engaged, get the weight in the heels, and then let's go ahead and start with the breathing. So big breath. We're breathing in through the mouth and out of the mouth. So big breath. Stretching out those lungs. We're trying to supercharge the bloodstream. During the evening, we're only taking in enough oxygen to survive. We're trying to supercharge that bloodstream and get us ready for this workout that might have us operating with an oxygen deficit. So let's go 2 more deep breaths. At the end of the second breath, you're going to go ahead and close your eyes. You're going to continue to breathe and just listen to my instruction. Okay, we got 2 more. Here we go. And close the eyes. Continue to breathe. Keep the glutes engaged. Keep the weight in the heels. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and keep the glutes engaged. We're going to go ahead and shift that weight to the toes. So we're rocking forward, and we're going to rock backwards. Continue to breathe forwards and backwards. Okay, as we're rocking forwards and backwards, we are just taking a quick inventory of toes. How are they feeling? Right, we're going to spread those toes out inside the shoe, right? Press them into the ground. It's going to help us not lose our balance as we roll forward, right? Good morning, toes. Good morning, muscles of the feet. Okay, glutes are still engaged. I'm still breathing. Okay, now we're going to stop with the rocking, reset by putting the weight in the heels, engage those glutes. Now let's just take the feet and bring them together. So feet are together, toes are touching, heels are touching, right? Weights in the heels, glutes are engaged. I'm still breathing. Now, I'm going to start to make some circles with the knees, right? So I'm going to keep the knees together as I can with the glutes still engaged. And I'm just going to start making circles. As I'm making circles, I'm going to see that I really need to make circles with my hips as well. And my ankles follow suit, right? As this is happening, I'm just taking a quick scan of those ankles, those knees and hips and see how they're moving. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and reverse those circles. And as I'm taking that scan, I am saying good morning to my ankles, knees, and hips, showing them a little bit of gratitude for getting up with or helping me or assisting me in getting up this morning for this workout. Okay, we'll reverse it back again just because this feels good, trying to get some blood into those areas. We're going to need it here soon, and then I'll reverse it back again. All right, so now we're going to stop at the circles, right? We're going to get our feet wider this time, so feet just outside shoulder width apart. Let's go ahead and reset by putting the weight in the heels, making sure that those glutes are still engaged. Now, it's going to do a couple of arm curls, right? So I'm going to spray my fingers apart to where my thumbs are pointed straight ahead and pinkies are pointed back. And then I'm going to raise my thumbs by bending my arms at the elbows. I'm going to go up as high as I can. If I can touch the shoulders, great. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and extend those arms again to where they are straight down to my side. Weight still in the heels, glutes are still engaged. I'm still breathing. Let's do a couple more of these curls. As we curl or as we bend the arm, right, we can feel the front of your arm or the bicep contracting. And then as we extend the arm, we should be feeling the triceps. Now, while we're scanning those two muscles and the muscles of the hands, right, I want you to go ahead and greet them and thank them for getting up this morning, allowing you to do what's called flexion and extension of the arms. Okay, now with this last curl, let's just go to a 90-degree angle and stop. Fingers are still spread apart. Now I'm going to raise those elbows out to the side. And then I'm going to drop those elbows back down, keeping the arms at a 90-degree bend, right? Weights in the heels, still squeezing the glutes, and I'm still breathing. Now while I'm doing this, right, I can feel my shoulders kind of engaging. Some blood is going to those shoulders. Okay, good morning, shoulders. So I'm gonna do one more of those, bringing the elbows close to the rib cage, and then I'm gonna extend it out just to horizontal, and then I'm gonna stay there. So fingers are sprayed apart. My arms are at a 90-degree angle, right? My elbows are at the same height as my shoulders, but I'm not shrugging, so the shoulders are down. Now I'm going to take a deep breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to keep my hips pointed straight ahead as I take my chest and rotate it or twist to the left as I breathe out. Bam. And then I'm going to take a deep breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to rotate to the right. And I'm just going to keep going with that. Now, as I do that, I'm going to be taking a scan of the muscles of the trunk and a scan of those vertebrae. And when I do this, I hear a little snap, crackle, and pop at first. Then it kind of loosens up. Good morning, spine. Good morning, muscles of the trunk. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me and getting up with me this morning. Okay, now I'm going to finish with shoulders up, square towards the front and heels. I'm going to go ahead and drop those arms, right? Now, start to feel those shoulders a little bit. Who knew that those arms could be so heavy? I'm going to take my stance and narrow it again. So getting those feet underneath my hip sockets, resetting by putting the weight in my heels and engaging my heels, or engaging my glutes, I'm sorry. Now, let's go ahead and raise those arms out in front of you until they are horizontal or parallel to the floor. I'm going to take the shoulders or the fingers, spray them out, and I'm going to reach as far forward as I can, keeping the weight in the heels, keeping the glutes engaged. All right, now with those fingers sprayed apart, I'm going to drop those fingers and point them towards the ground. Then I'm going to continue, take those fingers back, and then they're going to point towards me as far as I can, right? I should feel a stretch at the top of my forearms. And then I'm going to go ahead and take those fingers and reverse that. And then they're going to go pointed up towards the ceiling and then back towards me. Now I should feel a stretch at the bottom of the forearms, right? Now I'm going to do that again. And as I'm doing that, I'm just scanning those muscles of the forearm. Good morning, muscles of the forearm. Good morning, wrists. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop those arms to the side. Now I'm going to get get started with some shoulder rolls. And I'm going to start with some forward shoulder rolls. So I'm bringing those shoulders up, right? Dropping them down in front, pushing them all the way back, bringing them up, tracing big shoulders or big circles with the shoulders. Good morning, shoulders. Good morning, muscles of the shoulder girdle. Now I'm going to reverse those circles. Backward circles, still breathing, glutes still engaged, weights still in the heels. All right, so now I'm going to stop with that. Now let's just do some some neck circles. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that chin. And then I'm going to start tracing a circle with the top of my head. So that right ear is going to go down towards the right shoulder. Chin is going to come up, and I'm just going to do big circles in one direction with my head. Good morning. Muscles of the neck. Taking a quick body scan of those muscles of the neck. Now I'm going to go ahead and reverse that circle. The neck can get super tight at night, especially if you sleep in one position and don't move. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and stop with the circles of the neck or the head, right? Make sure that those glutes are engaged. Make sure my weight is in the heels. I'm going to take 4 deep breaths, right? In through the mouth, out through the mouth, as deep as you can. Envision stretching out those lungs and even saying good morning to your lungs. Here we go. And then we're going to slowly open the eyes. All right. Hope you find some value in that, at least as much value as I do. The reason for it is the idea of we have so many relationships in our lives. Some of those relationships, or I would say most of those relationships, can be abusive relationships, whether they're intentional or unintentional. My idea behind it is that we're very intentional about this relationship with movement and fitness, especially this early in the morning. The last thing we want to do is introduce an additional abusive relationship in the form of movement. We want it to be positive. That will encourage us to continue to be positive and will assist in making sure that we are consistent above motivation, consistent above motivation. You want both, but sometimes motivation flees and consistency is always there. You just got to do it. So we're going to start with a Tabata, right? Tabata, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 8 rounds. We're going to start with some jumping jack toe touches, right? The jumping jack toe touch, again, is you start with your hand or with your feet together, right? Hands along the side, right? I'm going to do my jumping jack. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to bend over at the hips and try to touch those toes. So in real fast time, it looks like this. Now, when I first start, those knees will bend when I go down, touch the toes. But as I warm up, we want to see those legs get a little straighter. Now, it is early. It is early. And if you don't feel like jumping, we can step to the side, reach down, step to the side, reach down. Okay? We're going to get into some butt kicks, right? So we're kicking our butt. We can march it, right? If we march it, we're just reaching down, tapping the heel, right? Otherwise, we're going to run it. And when we land on the ground, we want to land with soft feet, okay? Then we're going to go with high knees. So high knees is up, 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 up. Or we can run it again, soft feet, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Jumping jack toe touches, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, next we're going with butt kicks. You can march them or you can run them. I'm going to run mine. Here we go. Again, soft feet, really trying to kick the butt. Okay, rest it. Next are high knees. You can march it or you can run it. Here we go. Get that blood pumping, keep breathing. Soft feet. Breathing. Okay, and then let's just throw a regular jumping jack into the mix here. Making sure we're breathing. Here we go. I like to make sure my hands touch above my head and touch behind my back. Okay, going back to jumping jack toe touches. Make sure we're breathing. Here we go. Jumping jack toe touch. Okay, back to butt kicks. Back to butt kicks. Here we go. Really trying to get those heels up to touch your butt. Soft feet, soft leg. Rest it. All right, high knees is next. High knees is next. Here we go. Okay, jumping jacks, regular jumping jacks. Touching, touching. Last one. Breathing. Soft feet, Still. Okay, rested. Nice. All right, people. We got a challenging one today. A challenging one today. We're going to start on the ground. So I'm going to bring you down to my level here. There we go. Okay, so we need to get 100 sit-ups in. We're going to start with just knocking out 25 regular sit-ups. Okay, so our sit-up is going to be, we're going to stretch out. Move my mat over here, my full body in the screen. Okay, so feet are here, hands are here above the head. Right, we're going to take a deep breath in and breathe out as we crunch or sit up, and we're going to actually throw those hands forward, tap the ground in between the legs, and then we're going to come back down. Okay, modification for this movement. Go ahead and put the heels down, stack the hands, right, and then breathe out as you thread your hands through or in between your knees. So that is the modification. So pick either of those movements, and we need 25. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to go for another 25. We're going to do 100 of these, but I always like to break this up because mentally it does something for me. When I see the number 100, it could be overwhelming. So, and your brain tries to play tricks on you, right? So 100 steps. So if you're walking around your house, you get 100 steps done, no problem. But you don't ever think, hey, I need to get 100 steps in, because when you do, it can be overwhelming. So every time I look at the number 100, it has to do with reps. I immediately break it down. 25, 25, 25, 25. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and knock out the next 25. Here we go. 1, 26, 27, or you can just start with 3, right? 4, 5. So much exercise. 6 is a mind game. 7, you got to learn how to manage your mind. 8, with little tricks. 9, I learned this concept. 10, running marathons or running any kind of distance, right? 12, I'll explain. Okay, we're at 50. So running a marathon or running any kind of distance of, I'd get out there and I'd be running, and then your mind would start to feel your body get fatigued, and it would tell you, you're tired, you're done, stop, right? And a lot of times I would stop and start walking. And when I felt good again, I'd start running again, right? And then after a while, your brain would tell you you're tired again, and you would think to yourself, nah, I don't know. But then what I would do is I would pick out one person in a crowd that was way ahead of me, and I'd make a deal with my mind and say, okay, well, let's at least catch that person, and then we can stop running. So I would run and catch that person. And then the brain would go, okay, we're done. And then I would go, wait. How about if we catch that person? And then I would run and catch that person and then renegotiate at that time, right? And after a while, I started to realize that my body wasn't tired. That was just my brain trying to cop out, or my brain playing tricks on me. So I learned how to play tricks back on my brain. And then I was able to run longer and faster. And I still use that strategy to today, or I still use that strategy today. So I'm encouraging you to think about that and use that strategy when it comes to working out or running or whatever it is that you're trying to get through that you need to get through. Your brain or your brain will lie to you. Okay, let's get 25. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 23, 24, 25. Okay, and just like that, we're at 75. Okay, got 25 more. Just take a small break, and we'll knock that out, and then we'll move on. Okay, ready? Let's get it. 16. These are getting spicy. Swing. 5 more. Ah. 25, 100, 100, just like that, right? That wasn't too bad, was it? All right, so moving right along. Took a little bit of time up front. We're going right into air squats, right? So that air squat, feet are just outside of hip width apart, right? I'm gonna shoot those hips back, knees are gonna go wide. I'm gonna stand up and squeeze the butt at the top, right? We need 50 of these air squats. Okay, let's go right into it. Okay, 1, breathing in on the way down. 2, breathing out on the way up. 3, making sure we're getting as deep as we can. 4, and then we're squeezing the butt tight at the top. 5, 6, keep the weight in the midfoot, back to the heel. 7, or 7, or that was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Knees bend, but they don't go forward. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 49, and 50. Okay, good job, good job. Moving along, we got 25 push-ups. 25 push-ups, right? You guys remember that push-up? Okay, I'm gonna start with knee push-up, right? So feet are up, heels are together, hands are underneath the shoulders, right? When I lower myself, my shoulders are in front of my hands. Okay, so that's one way we can do the push-up. The other way, I'm gonna get on my toes, right? I can lower myself and then push up on those knees, but then get back on the toes, lowering myself, push up, okay? And then just a regular push-up, okay? We need 25 of these, so pick one of those movements and give me 25 of them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a little rough this morning, breaking it up. 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I got 5 more. All right, good job, good job. Okay, take a little break or a little time, get yourself some water, stay hydrated. Still pretty warm today and the rest of this week. They say that we're cooling off, right? I looked at the temps and it looks like we're mid to high 80s, and that's cooling off. And that is not me complaining. I will take this 7 every day of the week and twice on Sunday over the snow and the cold. Okay, we're back to core. We're back to core. We need 80 sit-ups. 80 sit-ups. Coach Chuck is crazy. This guy's doing all these crazy sit-ups, these high numbers. Yes. Let's not even think about it. Again, when I see 80, I see 2 sets of 40, right? I see 4 sets of 20, right? Let's just break it down. Let's go ahead and do 20 of these sit-ups here. Let's get it done. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, quick break. Quick break. Make sure we're breathing. Make sure we're breathing. Okay, here we go. 20 more. Okay, just like that, we're at 40. Take a quick break. Take a quick break. Make sure we're breathing. Give that tailbone a break, which when I do these sit-ups, there's a product called Body Glide. You use this product as a runner, and you put it on surfaces of your skin that rub against clothes. So for a lot of people, like nipples or underarms, or it's for chafing. So sometimes you put it on your tailbone. I put it on my toes when I'm running long distances, and it prevents chafing or blisters, right? So I'm already knowing with all these sit-ups, I did not use the Body Glide on my tailbone. So tomorrow morning when I jump in the shower, it is not going to feel good because I will have rubbed a little bit of skin off of my tailbone. So just an FYI, if any of you are like me, it's a product called Body Glide. It looks like a stick of deodorant. Put it on, it's clear, but it will protect you from chafing, okay? So we are halfway. We still got 40 sit-ups to do. Let's get it. Let's go for 20. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 18, 19, 20. All right, got 20 left. 20 left. Just 20. Okay. They're not going to do themselves. So let's get it. Let's go. We need 20 more. Okay. Ooh. Ah, okay, 80. Right now, if you're rocking with me, we're at 180 sit-ups. Now, we are also at 50 air squats, but this time we need 40. So let's knock out this 40 air squats. Okay, here we go. 40 air squats. Feet are wide, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. All right, so that put us at 90 air squats. Okay, now we need 20 push-ups. 20 push-ups. Let's knock it out. 20 push-ups. Six, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. That puts us at 45 sit-ups or push-ups. Grab a little bit of water. All right, we got time for one more round. We're gonna do 60 crunches, 30 sit, or no, 60 crunches, 30 squats, 15 push-ups. Let's do that. I'm switching to crunches because my tailbone is raw. I neglected to put on the body glide. That's okay. We're still gonna get this done. Okay, the crunch. Tailbone stays flat on the ground. I'm gonna take my fingers, I'm gonna stack them, and I'm gonna thread through. So, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tap the head back on the ground between each one. That's 10. Seven, 30. All right, I gotta break that up. Gonna break that up. I'm at 30. We need 30 more. We need 30 more. Okay, here we go. 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, 50. Okay, we need 10 more. 10 more. These are hurting. These are hurting. Here we go. 60. All right. 60 crunches. Okay, now we need 30 air squats. 30 air squats coming right up. 30 air squats. Here we go. I'm always struggling with getting the right angle here. Not too high, not too low. I'm trying to get my full body in here for you guys. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, we just need 15 push-ups, guys. 15 push-ups. Let's get it done. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so in full disclosure, this workout keeps going, but we're going to stop it right there because, like I said, not completely on my square from enjoying the summer a little bit last night, but we did get up, we did move, we hydrated, we sweated, right? And we stayed consistent. So let the lesson be that it's not always about completion. It's about the consistency and just staying moving with it. And then not, demanding or commanding of your body, right? That's not what the focus should be, right? The focus should be trying to develop this positive relationship with fitness. And that means, hey, we only had 2 more rounds left, right? So the way the workout went is supposed to be 100 sit-ups, then you drop down on the second round to 80 sit-ups, then you drop down to 60, 40, 20. With the squats, it was you start with 50 squats, go to 40 on the second round, 30 on the third, 20 on the fourth, and then 10 on the fifth. And then with your push-ups, you start with 25, and then second round was 20, third round was 15. That's where we ended it. And then you would do on the fourth round 10, and on the fifth round 5, right? But again, you should be happy. We did a lot of work today, even though we didn't finish that, right? And we're okay with it. So give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back, high five. Developing a positive relationship with fitness. Okay, now moving right along so I can get you guys out of here, the affirmation or the words of wisdom today. I'm going to read it first. Open-minded people don't care to be right. They care to understand. There's never a right or wrong answer. Everything is about understanding. Let me read that again. Open-minded people don't care to be right. They care to understand. There's never a right or a wrong answer. Everything is about understanding. Now, I read that and I thought about just the maturation of Coach Chuck, right? There was a time in my life where, like most of us, being right was the most important thing. But then if you spend some time reflecting and thinking about, I don't know, if you're like me, you want, I wouldn't say you don't necessarily want conflict, but you want to be your best self. You want to put your best self forward, right? So whenever there is conflict or someone fighting against you or something fighting against you for what you want, to overcome that, or for me, it was all about, well, I want this. This is standing in the way. Why is this standing in the way, right? Because to me, I just want what I want, and I think what I want is right. But I'd never understood like the obstacles, whether that be a person, whether, so then it got to, well, why? Why doesn't the universe want me to get what I want? So then you start to really seek to understand, right? And then you start to realize that it's best to seek to understand as opposed to be understood, if that makes sense. For me, it did. So this one stood out to me because I like to consider myself an open-minded person, right? I like to consider myself a fair person, but I also like to consider myself a person that wants what they want. And I don't want, like, say, for instance, I don't want to get fit at the cost of someone else, right? Like, I want to get fit for me, and I don't want that to bother anyone else, right? I whether you want to be fit or you don't want to be fit, but that's what I want. But if there's something standing in the way of that, like, say, my responsibilities, like as a father or as a husband or as a friend, right? I want to understand why it's a problem for you or a problem here, so that I can make sure that I'm looking at it from all perspectives. And then we can find some type of solution through that, as opposed to, no, I'm right, and just being closed-minded on it. So I know I can be really out there with some of these explanations of why things make sense to me. And I just share it to maybe you experience it the same way in your head as I do in my head. But the point of it all is open-minded people don't care to be right. So if you want to be an open-minded person, you got to think about that, right? You want to understand, and there's never a right or wrong answer, and everything is just about understanding everything. So with that being said, go out there and attack this Wednesday. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Thank you for joining me this morning, and I will see you here again Friday morning at 5 o'clock. I think there's a rumor out that we'll be doing the card game. So have a great day, and love the person who you are becoming.